forgot about that. Didn't you meet Ed Reed one time?
Yeah, just recently. So these guys I've become friends with at the famous Jimmy's Famous Seafood. They John is he's such a good dude, and he does so much for the community and so much for charities and stuff that.
And he's got a funny Twitter.
He does. Well, he went after Pete. Well, PETA went after them.
Yeah.
PETA put up billboards all over Baltimore about not eating crabs, and people make fun of it, whatever. But it's a viable industry in that city, and there's livelihoods at stake, and they took it to heart. So they put up funny ads because it said I'm me, not meat, or something like that. It was something stupid.
Yeah.
And it was a non-steamed crab. So their response back was, now eat me. And it was a steamed crab. And it went this whole battle back and forth. And they won. Jimmy's won. So when I was on Rogan, he heard me talking about Maryland and everything. And he just sent me a care package, like a Maryland care, food, crab cakes, everything. And I was like, dude. So I hit him up, and I thanked him, and I said, I'm bringing my daughter back in the summer. I'm going to swing through your restaurant and bring some family and friends just as a thank you and like to meet you or whatever. Well, when I get there, he's in Greece, and I have 30 people come through the restaurant. And it's like 5 a.m. where he is, and he's calling the whole time to make sure we're taken care of. Everybody's, and he's giving us all the premium crabs, everything. So afterwards, they have this wall of fame, and I mean everyone's on it. Every Hall of Fame Raven, every The Rock, every celebrity, because they all come through there for crab cakes and crabs when they come to Baltimore. It's like the spot. It's a huge WWE stop and everything. So they take me upstairs, and I was like, "You have a comedy club in here? And he's like, "Yeah, it is. It seats, I think, around 280, 300. It's sound is piped all the way down, center channels all the way through. The lighting system is fantastic. It's a raised stage. They do stuff for the Ravens in there, a lot of stuff." And I was like, "Man, you should just let me do a show here. I'd rather do it here than any of the clubs back there that don't want to pay or anything." And he's like, "No problem." So for the last 2 years now, I've done shows there and just packed them out, and it's just been fun. And it's something I always want to do. I don't care how big I get. It's something I'd like to do. It's so fun to come through and just let people come, and I see people from elementary school. I see I've had it just reconnected with a lot of people that way there, and it's been fun, and they're great guys. So when I was going back to do this show this time, he said Ed Reed is having a gala, and I went, and it was a fundraiser benefit and everything, and I got to meet him there, and I finally got to ask him about this story that a friend of mine told me a long time ago. A friend of mine named Tom Curry. He's a diehard Hurricane. Like, he and his family are, they all went to Miami. They're all Hurricanes. And told me the story about there was a player on the Hurricanes that had a kid, and I guess couldn't find childcare and was going to have to quit the team. And Ed Reed was like, fuck that. And Ed Reed set up a babysitting schedule with the players, so that they all could help watch and everything else. And it was never a story I was able to look up or find or whatever. So when I met Ed Reed, I told him, I said, "Listen, man, my buddy Tom Curry." And Ed Reed sat there and listened and was so fucking nice. I said, "My buddy Tom Curry," because I'm a diehard Raven fan. I'm in the summer, I'm watching who they think they might pick on their radar, and I kept seeing this Ed Reed guy, and I did not know who Ed Reed was. So I went down to Tom, and I was like, and we worked together. He was an engineer at the time, and I was a writer producer. I go, "Hey, you know anything about this Ed Reed guy?" He's like, he's like, "Do I know anything about Ed Reed?" And Tom's an older black dude. He's like, "Come to my office tomorrow." I said, "Okay." At 4:00, every day. He had VHS. This is like, early 2000s. He had VHS because we got Ed Reed 2001, I think. 2001, 2002.
One pick after the Broncos.
Yeah.
Fucking we could have had him.
And we got him right after we won the Super. It was Todd Heap, I think, and then we got Reed in 2000. It might have been 2002.
Yeah, we still fucking hate that. We had him. We took this Ashley Lalia fucking wide receiver from Hawaii, and then you guys got Ed Reed. Changed the course of history.
It did.
So, but what did he say about that story? He said it was.
So I said this dude used to show me college game tape, that shit he had at home, and he would do where always like, watch this right here, and I was like, God. So I would, and every day he's got tequila down there. Yeah. He was from back in the day. He's like, Ryan, they used to do cocaine in these plays all the time, and everyone would drink and they would serve you and all. And it was a place called Margarita Mix. It's still out there, but back in the day, like when I was a PA, I went there like, do you want a beer? And I was like, yeah. And then they're like, go just grab one. I was like, wait, you guys are serious? I was joking. They're like, no, we're serious. So there's a little bit of that old school he still had. So we would sit there and drink and at work and watch Ed Reed highlights from like 4 to 5, and then everybody would leave and we'd stay and still watch. So I was like, God, I hope we fucking get this guy. And then we got the guy, and I was like, holy shit. So when I'm there, I tell him that, and he's laughing. I'm telling him that. And I said, I got to ask you this story. And I tell him that story, and he said, yeah. He said, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I watched, there's like videos of him going back and talking to the team that are just fucking incredible. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up a coach.